Hi friends! I am in this gorgeous setting here and this book came to mind. We haven't discussed it, so I thought let's do that today. All of a sudden it got really hot, so we're going to continue this inside. Florida in the fall. Hot, cold, hot, cold. We work with it. So, I am very well aware that when it comes to financial health, not everyone has the same goal to become a millionaire, and that is perfectly okay. Because we're talking about mindset, you can apply this wisdom to pretty much every domain of your life. Has it ever happened to you that you work really hard on some goal? Be it, let's say, health, relationships, in your money. We've been talking a lot about money recently, right? That's the domain that we're exploring together. You work really hard on some goal and you move right there. You reach it, you be it, you live it, and then, dun dun dun, something scary happens. Whether it is internally or externally, some surprise of sort happens, and all of a sudden, you're not living that goal anymore. There you are, again, working really hard to reach it again. And then you do, yay, for a second, and then you roll back again, or so it seems. I noticed that I would have a win, but it was short-lived. I would pass a certain point, and I would celebrate for a minute or a month, and then something would happen, some car issue, something would happen in the stock market, some self-sabotage of sorts sometimes too. Well, there could be a threshold when it comes to this area. That is the first thing that the author talks to us about. Money threshold. We like it or not, our environment, our upbringing, our caretakers, our culture, the life experiences that we have passed early on, they have left an impression on us. And this sets our threshold. It is so hard to overcome this, to go beyond it without doing some inner work on us. As the author puts it so beautifully, if you want to change the outside, you got to change the inside. If you want to address the effect in the physical universe, you got to do some inner work, the cause right here. Without us knowing or knowing, we have come to certain conclusions, we repeat certain patterns, things we have seen, conclusions we have created. These actually become the bar. So whenever you start seeing the zigzagging when it comes to your life, to your goal in certain domains, time to do some inner work, my friend. This is the work that I do internationally. We work on our mental blueprint, so the inner and the outer are aligned. And the beauty is when we do that, when we start doing that, then a little bit of effort really helps us create a lot of results. Otherwise, this area feels like a lot of effort. You know what I mean? A lot of effort produces such little advancement forward, and it feels like pulling teeth, right? We all have that one or two areas where it feels like that, where it's calling us to do a little bit of inner work. The author considers that so important that that was the first point that he makes in his book, Money Threshold, inner work. Let's continue. Point number 2, when it comes to this life domain, financial health or whatever goal you're working on in whichever domain, do we rush to occupy the victim viewpoint? Dun, 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 dun. Do we do that? Start noticing in yourself and also with the people around you. Do you do this? Do they do this? Who joins who when we start this? Do what I call the coffee experiment in this area. Let's say you and I go for a cup of coffee, friends catching up over coffee. And as we're waiting for our pumpkin spice latte, right? 1 pump, please. We don't want it too sweet. One of us makes a comment about something, let's say gas going up in price. What do you think the response of the other person will be? Will it be something like, oh yeah, I've noticed this, and this, also going up? Will the conversation go in that direction, or will it be something neutral, like, why is your attention on that, or what has you worried about that? Do this experiment with your friends, with your family. One word of caution though, one advice. Order your coffee small, okay? Like espresso. Order it to go. Espresso to go. Otherwise, you might need a lot of motivation after that. So, start exploring this. Number 3, what is your attitude when it comes to wealth? When I say wealthy people, wealthy businesses, wealthy nations, what is your attitude? Start observing. We are not going to move progress forward towards wealth if our attitude about it's crummy. It's just not going to happen. I talk more about our attitude here when it comes to money. We have to get in that habit of blessing it. If you want to create health, you bless healthy people. You admire healthy people. If we want to create wealth, same thing applies. Number 4, are we all in, or first failure, we're out? Second or 222nd failure, we are out. The author gives us this beautiful scale of commitment. He says, are you wanting? Are you choosing? Or are you committing? So notice, where do you fall on this scale? I want to share with you some beautiful nugget that I learned from Gay Hendricks. He is a brilliant consultant to Michael Dell and entrepreneurs, and he's written many books, and I don't remember if I got this from one of his entrepreneur trainings or one of his books, but what he shares is this interesting viewpoint that it is not that we are not committed to our intended goal, rather we're committed to something else, to the very thing we are experiencing instead of the goal. Point number 5, how many are you willing to serve? To make a lot, you have to serve a lot. Which brings me to the next point, beautiful point that this author makes. How comfortable are you with selling and self-promoting? This one burned. You see, though, any leader in any field, they have had to sell their value, their vision, their ideas to many. Even the president of a country has to do that. And for the longest time, this was an area that I always thought, I'm not good at selling and marketing and all these things. And I had to do a little bit of work on it. And as I was integrating this area, it was amazing. I laughed so hard because it was the first time that I was actually observing myself saying, I'm not good at selling and at marketing. And I thought, wow, I must be really good at it to have bought this for so long. I was believing it. So I bought it. I must be good at selling. The thing though is, it's a skill and we just keep at it. And back to the other point, that we commit. We commit to learning, to mastering that skill. And here I am on YouTube and on Instagram, failing publicly many times. But that's the only way to learn, right? To do, to try, to get over whatever the hurdles are to mastering that skill. To serve many, to think big, requires big action. And sometimes that means big failures. And it's just part of the game, I guess, but we just keep at it. We just keep taking actions, keep moving forward. This is where committing and recommitting comes up. This is where attitude kicks in. This is where the temptation to occupy a victim viewpoint kicks in. This is where the threshold comes, right? Like, you could just say, I can't go beyond this point. But how committed are we to our goal? If you're interested in doing some work together, connect with me here or on Instagram. The work that we do internally, the investment that we do here, it makes the journey to the goal so much more enjoyable. So don't hesitate to connect with me. Until next time, friends, lots of good wishes your way. Remember to do the coffee experiment with a small coffee or tea. And I'll see you really soon. Mwah.